Nutritionist James Collins will be keeping an eye on their diets, and as part of their medicals is giving their bodies the once-over.
One of the things we're going to measure today is your body composition.
Okay.
Body composition really for us is measuring body fat, subcutaneous, so the fat under the skin, versus this more dangerous visceral fat around the middle. Now this is the more dangerous fat because higher levels are linked to chronic disease such as diabetes type 2 and cardiovascular disease. So this is going to tell us exactly what's happening with your body.
Oh God, well I mean this is just spinning numbers.
Let's get into the numbers, Les. I can say from the top, you've lost 8.7 kilograms in fat mass.
Wow, good.
Which is tremendous. Now, most importantly, let's turn our attention to the visceral fat.
Yes.
And this is the one linked to your pre-diabetes. Now, you started at 141.9.
Yes.
I can tell you today you're 110.4.
Wow. Wow.
So you've had a significant shift. Anything over 100, we would consider as high.
But that can keep coming down even after this.
Continuing with these principles afterwards, your visceral fat will be back within that normal range very soon. You should be really pleased with that.
Well, I'm pleased. Yeah, it has been a lot of work, but yeah, it definitely feels worth it.
Seems a really stupid thing to say first of all, but over the last decade, nutrition is one of those areas that has had a really negative vibe about it. I'll be honest, when I started working, I used to hate how I was portrayed in sport. It used to be, coach sees nutritionist, I've got a fat sprinter, go and see James, you need to lose weight. Okay, that's obviously a lot of fun for me, and the athletes come to see you. That's immediate buy-in, right? And then after that as well, you've got nutritionist. Nutritionist is in the restaurant. My job should be the food police, and almost there waiting for my prey. And I think they thought success at the time was if I carefully swatted a cream bun or something off someone's plate, and it's totally the wrong message. This is something I feel quite strongly about because it's such a big issue. This was an issue that was raised in sport a couple of years ago from a paper in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, and we used to call it the female athlete triad in sport because we thought this used to mainly just affect female athletes. It's no longer the case. So relative energy deficiency is something where you're dieting and you're not taking enough energy to meet your output needs. That's your growth and repair and your training on top. And it has some pretty serious consequences that start as symptoms that don't seem too much. And I don't know, can you read these on the board at the back? That's typical, right? I'm going to have to read these, you have to excuse me. So these symptoms as we go around, we've got here, these are the symptoms that you will see. Increased injury risk, decreased training response, impaired judgment, decreased muscle strength, glycogen stores. Put your hands up if you've ever had any of those symptoms when you've been dieting. Oh man, I mean, come on, all of us, right? So Susanna, I've obviously got your information here, the questions we asked you around nutrition.
Yes.
And part of the reason of our meeting now was to take a bit of a deeper dive. So for me to sort of get to know your lifestyle a little bit more so we can put in place a nutrition program to help meet your goals, really. Now, obviously, the primary goal for this program is the challenge and to improve fitness. But as a byproduct from that, the nutrition program we're putting together, we're going to aim to reduce your body fat and change your body composition and also the visceral fat too. So it's going to be a bit of a mix of reducing your body fat but also keeping your body and your mind well fueled so we get the quality from your training session. And I think as we discussed during lunch earlier, the big mindset and philosophy we've got with this is fueling your body to perform, a bit like an athlete does. So that's the king.
Every time you say that, I want to piss myself. Feeling like an athlete. I mean, so far from being an athlete, it's not true. But we're going to get there.
We are going to get there. And it's exactly the same principles, right?
Yeah.
You know, allowing you to get more from your body for the training and to improve your fitness. That's the basic grounding.
So I think really, if we were talking 10 years ago, nutrition in football's changed quite a lot now. And that might really be the influence of some of the Olympic sports. But when we're working with elite players now, it's very much we're working with key themes for them. So for example, the key themes I would work with elite players would be fueling, just to ensure they've got the energy for match play. Recovery now is a really big one, just because in major tournaments, and now with Champions League, we've got less and less recovery time. So we're trying to do everything we can using nutrition to reduce soreness and getting players back. And I guess the last one primarily, which is one that you'd always typically think of a nutritionist for, is body composition. In every player over the last 10 years, in every squad, we've got players who would struggle to manage their weight with their body fat.
Brilliant. James, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great pleasure having you on Monday Night Football, and good luck for the season.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks very much,
James Collins, the Arsenal nutritionist.